What's good, sports family? We have a breaking news today in the NBA trade deadline. It's end I think around 4 or 5 p.m. today, so we have a lot to go over today. Today we had the Chicago Bulls and Minnesota Timberwolves. They made a trade. This was the deal that was involved. As you guys know, Ayo was supposed to be traded because Kobe White got traded. Vucevic got traded. So Ayo, I can't pronounce the last name, but Ayo and Julian Phillips going to the Minnesota Timberwolves. As for the Bulls, they received Rob Dillingham, Leonard Miller, and 4 future second-round draft picks. So why did the Minnesota Timberwolves make the trade? So the Timberwolves lack consistent scoring and playmaking depth behind Anthony Edwards and Dante DiVincenzo. Ayo is averaging a career high in scoring this season, about 15 points per game, with a strong shooting split, and he brings defense intensity, something Minnesota wanted immediately. Also, is ready to compete this season. Minnesota is in a playoff hunt in the West and is trying to win now rather than wait for prospects. Ayo fits better in a rotation that focuses on immediate production than younger, unproven players like Dillingham or Miller. I know Julian Phillips is part of it too. They just want an extra player in it to, match up of, this trade. Now, as for the Bulls, why they made this trade is that getting value and expiring contract. Ayo is on an expiring deal and will likely leave in free agency. Trading him before the deadline lets Chicago extract something instead of losing him for nothing. Also, getting future assets. The Bulls are resetting, retooling their roster, and 4 second-round picks help restock their draft capital, which they haven't had much of recently. And last but not least, Chicago has added other younger pieces this week, like Jaden Ivey and Mike Conley. And shifting out Ayo and Phillips creates roster spot and flexibility for their evolving core around Josh Giddey and Matas. Now, I'm going to give you the stats and what they bring to their team. So Ayo, 15 points per game, 3.0 rebounds per game, 3.6 assists per game on 45% from a 3. Shooting efficiency and scoring punch has been a career high for him so far. And what he brings. He becomes a reliable secondary scorer who can shoot from deep, create his own shot, and attack close out. Now, playmaking, not a pure guard, but he handles the ball and can facilitate offense as a combo guard. Two-way ability, solid defender with a good effort on both ends and position flexibility. And cheap expiring contract, valuable for Minnesota cap flexibility while they chase a title. Now, fit for the Wolves, he slots right into the Minnesota backcourt next to Anthony Edwards as a secondary scorer and spacing piece, who can also help in transition and defensive scenarios. Now, Julian Phillips going to Minnesota as well. Very young wing, 21 years old, with limited NBA counting stats, mostly a role player so far. So what he brings? Athletic wing defense. Scouts have noted he's strong defensively, capable of guarding multiple positions. Finisher role, most of his made baskets have been at the rim or deep, indicating a limited yet impactful offensive role in transition finish scenarios. An upside as a role player, still developing his shot and consistency, but shows potential with athleticism and defensive effort. So fit for the Wolves, still projectable, but could contribute as a bench wing defender and finisher while his offensive game evolves. Now, as for the Bulls, they get Rob Dillingham, 4.5 points per game, 1.0 rebounds per game, 2.0 assists per game, and 10.5 minutes per game as a rookie. What he brings, scoring potential, a former Kentucky known for creating his own offense and shooting with efficiency. At the college, he averaged 15.2 points and 3.9 assists per game. Playmaking, strong ball handler who can run an offense or score off the ball screen. Upside, an 8th overall pick. He's considered one of the better young offensive prospects, a potential future starting guard if developed well. So fit for Chicago, they get a young guard with long-term upside, perfect for a team rebuilding or reshaping with youth. And then last but not least, Leonard Williams to Chicago, 6'10" forward with a lot of athleticism and length. He's bounced between the NBA and G League as he developed, and what he brings, athleticism and finishing, explosive in transition, good cutter, who can finish around the rim, defense and length, long wingspan, helps on defense and rebounding potential. Project players need to refine shooting and ball skills to become a regular rotation piece. So fit for the Bulls, development piece with upside as a forward. Chicago can afford to help let him grow as part of the youth movement. So pretty much the Bulls are just trying to rebuild right now, and that's what they've been doing. Kobe White left, Vucevic left, now Ayo left, and they're just getting a bunch of not only draft capital, but as well as young players that they think will definitely fit their team. As for the Wolves, this is quite interesting because they want to compete, but we're not really sure they're still going to go after Giannis. I think it sounds like they may not because they just got Ayo. Maybe, I think Ayo doesn't affect them as much. I think maybe a little bit, but I think maybe they're still in on Giannis. Now, who won this trade? Who lost this trade? I'm going to say the Bulls won this trade because 4 future second-round picks and a young rookie is pretty impressive. Yes, you can say Ayo could be the winner of the Timberwolves, but we don't really know what his role is. He might be sliding with Anthony Edwards, or Dante will still be in that starting spot. Ayo might be a bench piece. It really depends on how the Wolves want to set up their roster. But me personally, I think the Bulls won this one because you get 2 young players and 4 future second-round picks, what they pretty much lacked in draft capital for a long time. So adding the picks was, I think, the clear winner of this. But I'll say this, though. Like I said, I think Ayo definitely might be start but bench. As for Julian Phillips, he looked like he's just going to be more of an extra player if they're getting blown out or whatever. I don't think he's going to do a whole lot in the lineup, but who knows. As for the Bulls, like, every player that came in, Rob Dillingham might be a starter for the Bulls. It may depend on how they want to shape their roster up, but he might come off the bench. As for Leonard Miller, I think Leonard Miller might be in the G League, maybe more like a blowout game if something happens, depends on how they want to use him. And yeah, guys, let me know in the comments who won this, who lost this trade, and do you think the Timberwolves still have a chance to get Giannis, and do you think adding Ayo is a good move? And I'll see you guys next video.